I'm ready.
It's too late now. It's already live, so I hope he's ready.
I got everything out of the way.
Bill's got his sketch card table all set up. He's going to draw for us tonight. Shane,
Yep.
what's going on? Matt had to bow out tonight. He's doing some other art things this evening. So welcome, Sketch Card Wars, episode. What are we, Dre? 7 now?
7.
Well, we had a fourth artist, but he probably has some baby stuff going on right now, so he might pop in here in a little bit. But you guys know me. I'm Nathan. My co-host this evening is Billy. Over here.
When you say baby stuff, do you mean like insignificant stuff, or you mean like childlike stuff?
Childlike stuff, like his childlike stuff. So, but yeah, tonight we got returning Mr. Tim Cologne. Tim, welcome back in. He's already ready to go. Got his pencil on the table, ready to go. The creator of this whole mess here, Mr. Andre Osh. Welcome, Dre. How are you tonight?
Cut my finger. It's very painful.
What up to the DRE?
Cut himself. He's going with the Band-Aid trick. Are you going to use that as like part of your card?
Yes, I'm going to bleed on it.
There you go, depending on what our characters are. And Atomic Strick 9.
Adam Strickler.
There we go. Adam Strickler. Awesome. Adam, I've never met you before. I know you know Dre and you know Joseph and everybody. But for those of us that don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into art, what you're doing right now, those sort of things.
Sure, thanks.
Social security number, your mother's maiden name, the usual.
Yeah. No, I'll write it down for you.
First pet. That's also important.
First car, third grade teacher. Yeah. So my name is Adam Strickler. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I've been doing art my whole life, just for fun. And several years back, started, doing some small commissions and things. I've done some beer bottle designs. I did get set up with a card set for Upper Deck for Marvel Annihilation, but unfortunately got canceled. So I'm kind of waiting to see if I get signed up again for another deck. I'm looking forward to that. But I've been doing sketch cards for a long time just because I love the fact that I can actually finish one. I got 3 kids, 2 jobs. I also teach art after school, so I do a fine art starts class for kids after school around the area. And so that's what I love about sketch cards, I can actually finish one.
Nice.
Okay, cool. And Rick, for specifically for sketch cards, what's your weapon of choice as far as mediums?
I usually do a light sketch first. My favorite is the Copic markers, or sometimes I'll pull out the Posca, depending on, what I want to do for the design, and then finish it off with usually some, highlights.
Very nice.
Awesome. We got some regulars in the chat. Shane's here. Mr. Jayhawk fan, how you doing? Jesus is in the chat. What's going on? Hermit Style, what's up, Jimmy? Paul's here. What's up, Paul and Fire? Donnie boy, hey, we got an opening, Donnie.
Donnie, what's up,
jump on, man. Break out your pencils and everything real quick and hop on in, bud. Adam, hey Adam, how you doing, man? Adam participated a couple weeks ago. Did amazing.
Joe's going to be on any second.
Any second. We've heard that before. Anyway, while we're waiting for Joe to show up, let's run through our potential characters this evening. We got is it Aku from Samurai Jack, AKU, Vengeance, Violator, Scarecrow, Spawn, Death, Werewolf. Trey, help me out with that one. Tula? Is it Tula? Is the C silent on that? CTU.
Cthulhu.
CTHULUHU. Something like that.
Cthulhu.
Oh,
Cthulhu. There we go. Cthulhu. Hellboy, Last Ronin, Green Lantern, Cyclops, Jar Jar, Joker, Mortal Kombat. I'm guessing that's going to be any Mortal Kombat character. Batman, Domino, Poison Ivy, Lockjaw, and Super Shredder. Those are our potential characters for this evening. So nice diversity again tonight. He's backstage. That's what he says. He's not backstage. Yeah. He's on the screen.
He is. He's on the screen now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thanks for showing up, man.
What up?
Armando, what's up? Armando says
Random,
if set gets canceled, but you haven't sent back the sketch cards, what happens to the sketch cards? Well, I'm guessing they would probably ask them to destroy them, but most likely they probably have to send them back.
Oh no, we didn't get started. Thanks for asking. Unfortunately, the whole line got canceled. It was called Annihilation. It was about the Annihilation storyline with like it's out in space.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that too.
Shane's hoping to get some Hellboy action. So, all right, chat. I need you guys know how this works. Brian, what's up, Brian? Chat, you know how this works. I need a number from you guys, whatever you end up 1 through 10. First number I get coming across, we're going to randomize the wheel that many times. That'll be our character. We'll give the contestants a couple minutes to do some research to get their source material that they're going to use. And we got 3. Jesus wins this evening. 3, 1, 2, and 3. And good luck, everybody.
This better be good.
Oh, hell yeah. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, baby. Poison Ivy.
Come on.
Hell yeah. That's mine.
Oh,
That's
man.
mine.
This is me. Joseph's favorite.
That's a me.
Hardest veto.
Jesus, I know you're going to like this one. Poison Ivy. Hell yeah. Let's go. All right, guys. We'll give you a couple minutes to get everything ready, get your source material going, take a look, see what you can find, figure out how you're going to draw your version.
So we're talking about the DC character or the
DC character,
No,
Poison Ivy, not the plant.
Yes.
The plant. We're doing
We want
still
you to
tonight,
draw a humanoid with Poison Ivy.
It's gonna draw some leaves.
It's just
be great.
Just laying in the tub full of the pink goo.
Yeah. For tonight's
I used to get poison
drawing a poisonous vine wrapped around a tree.
I used to get it so bad, man. I used to get it so bad as a kid.
Is that Brian I hear?
No, we got Billy's here tonight. He's subbing in for. He's filling in
Billy,
for Matt.
good,
He's going to be a new regular. Yeah. That's all right. We know you're not good with names.
He's about to have a field day with me.
Yeah, Jeremy. Absolutely. Field days. Absolutely. Joe finally got my name right, so I'm happy about that. So it only took 2 years.
Who's Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
He always calls everybody by the wrong name. So
you got damn right, boy. God damn.
Armando's giving extra credit to whoever draws Val Kilmer as Batman in the sketch as well.
Oh, okay. Done. Oh, that's all you want me to do?
Dre, if I leave a comment up like this, we don't even know Billy's here other than his audio.
I know. I think he's going to be home soon, and maybe then Billy can I don't know, make an appearance on camera.
So once I stop driving, just for clarification.
Once you hypothetically stop driving.
For the remainder of the show.
Exactly, Brian. Watching creepily from the corner.
Oh,
Joe, what are you doing over there, Joe? Or is it Tim? It might be Tim.
That's my son. That's my son in the next room.
That's Noah? Yeah, Noah.
That is Noah.
Noah wants to be a part. He wants to be a part of it. You guys know the rules, right? Adam explained them to you pretty well. Once we get going, you'll have 15 minutes to for the first half. We'll stop. We'll do a round robin on everybody showing their piece, how they think they're progressing, where they want to take it for the second half. Then we'll have a 15-minute follow-up for the second half. Once we're finished, we'll let all the artists talk about their pieces, and then we will arbitrarily vote. The vote means nothing. Everybody wins. Everybody loses. Chat's the ultimate decider. But expect people to reach out to you to try to pick the pieces up too. We got a couple people out there trying to get a piece from each of the shows.
Pieces mean compositions, right? Sketch cards. You don't mean anything else.
Yes.
All right.
Nobody's sliding into the DMs to get a piece of anything else, just the sketch cards.
Yeah, you got to be conscious.
Dre's disappointed now.
Man, bullshit.
Hey guys, you just be aware. People are gonna message you and try to pick up your piece.
That's right. All right, guys. How we doing, Adam? You almost ready over there?
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead. Set your pencil down so we know that you're all set. And we're just waiting on. Hey, Joe got it. There we go. All right. Let me get the Bill's not driving, so I'll go ahead and get a timer pulled up here real quick.
Ooh, this is gonna be struggle city, boys.
You know it. Why? You can't do poison ivy? Oh, you don't like the females.
Yeah, I'm still
I think he likes to
Still-
draw the females.
schooling
All right.
myself.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm not ready.
Good luck, guys.
Oh, you set your pencil down. You were ready.
I know. I'm so
Emotional
not emotional.
damage.
So Nate, what do you look for when you're watching these in the first 15 minutes when you see these guys like coming up with their concept? Like, are you because the only one I've done before, we had a clear guy. I can't remember who it was now, but
Todd.
What's that?
Todd.
Todd came out the gates swinging, and it was kind of like clear favorite, and it was just a matter of could he keep up that pace. But it's not always who comes out the fastest. And so I'm just curious what you're going to look for to kind of see like who's because we say there's no winner, but come on, I mean there's always somebody who outperforms.
I mean,
the
there's
rest. That's why
it's
it's
not,
a fun competition. We're trying to get better here.
but it's each person's different opinion of what's better, what's complete, what's not. Because I've seen plenty of sketches on here that the artist and other people would say aren't complete, but I wouldn't want the artist to do anything else with the sketch card because it's raw and it's that's where it's at, and right. I like that. What I like to see for the artist is how they're progressing. So we have 3 repeats. Obviously, Joe and Dre are doing this quite often. Tim, I think this is your 3rd time now. And you had mentioned even after the first one, Tim went back and Tim was practicing, trying to do better in a 30-minute time frame. So it's interesting to see how Adam will do on this one, being it's his first time on the show, and how much pressure he's going to feel here. I'm already starting to see here that most of the artists right now are going with the profile, like the upper shoulders head portion here to eliminate the need to create any of that body. But we've seen artists do 3/4 bodies and get them completed. Last week with Anti-Venom, we had some really nice pieces come out of that. Brian Michelski's done some great pieces where it's more than just the head. I think it's each artist's comfort level. But for myself, I just like all the different styles and to see like what's new and fresh. So I haven't seen Adam's work, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he creates here to see what kind of style he has going.
So do you agree that just the nature of this competition, there's a veteran's advantage, like been here before, know what the time limit, unless I mean, but maybe like Adam was saying, he loves sketch cards because of his work, home life balance, and probably I took that as he could bang them out. So maybe he's already got practice, in this arena without unintended practice.
It's just I usually do them in an hour.
I don't know if he does in 30 minutes, but I mean,
yeah. And to an extent, some of it, and to an extent, some of it is the artist's style too. Like Ash was on the like pilot episode of this back when this first was a concept, and they had to draw a gender bender cottonmouth. And I pick on Josh. I say exposed. But it's not necessarily that an artist gets exposed from what they typically do. It's just that it's different from how they typically do it. So if they want to get a more complete sketch in a 30-minute time frame, they really have to alter their style, unless that 30-minute time frame is their style already. So it's a bigger challenge for the artists that take more time on their sketches.
No, and I agree. Like, there's a decision that has to be made right away. It's like, is this how long it takes me to do sketches? And almost like a flow chart. It's like, if the answer is no, it's am I going to settle for what I know will be an incomplete sketch, or am I going to adapt my style on the fly to finish something in 30 minutes? And the other time I was on commentating, we had Tony Perna, And we know Tony Pern and his level of detail, and he was like, "I'm just going to do me. It's not going to be done, but you know, you're
and he made that choice right off the bat. Like, I'm not going to sacrifice what I do just to complete a sketch in 30 minutes. I'll do what I can in 30 minutes and go from there. You know, because we've seen plenty of them that they finish them afterwards, and then they come out on the Instagram channel, Sketch Card Wars on Instagram. Make sure you're following them over there. Where Dre will share out the finished versions of the cards too, once the artist completely dumped it. And Dre ran into this with the ET episode, where he had a concept of what he wanted to do, but in the process of starting that drawing, chat had been talking about different things they would like to see in that, and some of the ideas that came up were what Dre was going to do, but he didn't want it to seem like he was just taking the ideas from chat for his drawing, because he wasn't at those stages yet of the drawing. So it really threw him off in that process.
Yeah, that sucked.
Now, Bill, from the last episode you were on and any of the episodes that you've seen, what sort of style do you gravitate towards? Do you gravitate more towards the finished realism styles, more of the cartoony styles, the in-betweens, the more raw? Where do you gravitate towards for the art?
Oh man, so I really like, you know, a comic-centric interpretation is always going to be like a can't miss for me. But it just depends on the character and the level of detail. You know, we've seen, you know, and I've talked about it, like Dre's kind of taken his style and been trying to do a more cartoony thing with some of his cards lately, and it's been really fun to see that. But then I also like just inks on some people. Like you know, I watch a guy like Chris Foreman who does his his work in progress posts, and there's been plenty of times where it's like I wanted to be like, dude, just leave it right here. Do not color this.
Right.
And then I've also really grown into like you know, we got to see a lot of people spread their wings in anime with doing like chibi style stuff. I really like those are really fun, dude.
Yeah, you mentioned the leaving it more of like a grayscale or pencil. Adam Braun had that with the mental count stuff last year, where he was asking like, should I add color to this on his Beast piece? And it just looks so great in the grayscale that I think sometimes we as collectors or like enjoyers of the sketch cards, we tend to move away from the simplicity of just pencils and want something that's fully rendered a lot of times. You can find some great pieces that are just black and white.
Well, and I think part of that is we know what it looks like finished, and it's almost just like we you know, as a real collector, and I don't mean to put anybody down who doesn't experience this, but there's like a layer of gratitude for seeing it in the pre-phase of before it's finished. You know, it's
halfway.
You know, there's an elegance to it where it's like, I know this isn't done. I know this isn't how I've seen it everywhere else. Now I know it when I close my eyes, and that's kind of why it's cool, because it's like I get a peek inside behind the scenes. It's like why we watch, you know, behind the scenes or bloopers or the director's cut of something, and like, you know, back in the day, obviously that was more of a thing. But that's why we like it, because it's like, yeah, the movie was great. I'll watch the movie 10 times, but like this is like an added look at it, at the making of it.
I really like what I'm seeing from Joe here. Different perspective that we see on this card that Joe's drawing tonight than what we typically see in some of Joe's pieces, where it's more of a straight-on approach. So, Joe, good work changing it up, man.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice, Tim. Everybody's getting pretty close to being done with their penciling here, as far as like their general outlines of what I think what I envision what they're gonna do. I see those pencils coming together really nicely. I think the only one that we can't really see very well is Adam, but he's a little bit away from the camera. That's fine. You're good, man. Can you hold it up to the camera just real quick for us? There we go. Oh, very nice.
Pencils.
Yeah, like a 3/4 profile shot. Nice. Chat, what are you thinking so far on this chat? Let us know. We got 12 watching. I think we were up to 13 on this one tonight. Let us know what you guys are thinking on the pieces. Which ones are your favorites so far? And which one do you think is going to win this evening? Just over 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Nobody's broken out colors yet. Oh, Dre's starting to here. Dre's starting to get a little bit of color. Joe's starting to do background now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where this is going to go because obviously, until you get into some of the costume details, you know, your starter sketch for a Poison Ivy, it's okay. Well, this is every woman in comics.
Now, what I'm going to find a little bit interesting here is that it seems like Adams is the most zoomed out on the characters, as far as like around the face and stuff. Adam is including more body than the rest of the artists are. How like Dre has more of these zoomed in, just right square on the face. How he's going to make this stand out to where you can look at this card and go, "This is Poison Ivy."
Right.
Without being told that it's the character, because you don't have any really of the costume effect going on.
So obviously Dre's got a vision here. He doesn't see this as a too much of a challenge if he went like full in on that perspective. And I'm inclined to think that it's some of that veterans advantage I was talking about might come into play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. I think you're right on there, bro.
Where Dre's more focused on playing the game right now.
Mm-hmm. And we know Dre's going to spend probably 3 hours afterwards finalizing everything too. So nice. Joe's starting to get some of the background going here. I like what he did here. He added some leaf effect going on in the hair, so kind of add some of that element of the costume for the character.
Doing a simple shoulder, line thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to communicate that the character.
3.5 minutes. Nice. Adam's breaking out some color now too. Very nice. Adam, how's the pressure for you right now for the half hour? The 15 minutes
honest,
is flying by.
My hands are shaking a little bit. Yeah, I'm. Some reason it's giving me.
Is it nervousness or just trying to figure out the pace of the sketch?
It's definitely a little bit of both. Yeah.
The first time around doing this is very nerve-wracking.
For you commentating on it, like, does that add anything to it? Like, does it feel like we're over your shoulders, inspecting everything?
Yeah, I mean, that part's not too bad. I think really it's just usually I'm sitting here either, chilling with the family while we're watching a movie or something, or drawing with my son. I don't know if he made it into the chat, but he's going to see to jump on. He is 15 and is very skilled. Way better than I was at 15. So we like to draw together.
Nice. That's always fun. I know Jay Pitteranitz, he draws with his daughter a lot too. I'm sure a lot of the artists probably draw with their kids, in some aspect of it.
She's good too.
Oh, she's freaking amazing. That's what you need to do.
I joke.
Dre, we need to have like a kids night and get like 4 kid artists on here, because that'd be really cool.
Dude, I made the joke, and it's not going to be a joke for long, but I made the joke that she's better than Jay.
Yeah.
But like, pretty true, dude. She's really good for her age.
Yeah. All right, guys, we got just over a minute and a half left in the first half here. Everybody's doing really good. I like where we're at right now. We're nobody's like so far out in front of the other artists. I know when Brian was on, Brian Michalski was like at the 15-minute mark. He was like, I'm almost done. He had a few things that he was going to do to it, and touch up some stuff. But he was basically at the point where like you could finish the sketch and just call it a day, and just kick back and watch the show for the last.
It was shipped by the end of the show. Like realistically, he's like printing the shipping label.
Yeah, he already had the package out and everything, had it ready to go. Yeah, Dre's is coming together nicely, Mr. Jayhawk fan says.
I think the best thing about getting this simultaneous bird's eye view as everybody's processes is that, like, you get to see how different everybody is, and you might think that someone's focusing too much on a certain thing, or they're not progressing, but they really are, and maybe just that part of it is more important to them in order for them for it to materialize in their minds. Whether it's like, you know, okay, I'm just gonna go really heavy on the eyes, and then I'm gonna let everything else fall into place. But for some people, it's like I got to do a little bit of everything. I got to have it all come together and build that up. Where some people work from in the out, like inward,
10 seconds.
From the in to the outside. Some people work from the bottom up, and I think that's really cool to see the difference.
2, 1, pencils down. All right.
Whew.
So sighs of relief from the first 15 minutes. All right, Tim, you're up in that corner, so we're gonna have you go first here. Tell us about your piece. Where you thought you were gonna be, where you're gonna take it in the next 15 minutes, and how you feel about the poison ivy.
I tend to rely heavily on my pencil, so I want to make sure that that's figured out before anything else. I'm gonna add color in the next 15 minutes, and wherever I go is where I go. I mean, I tend to finish these things well after the clock is stopped, and so that's kind of what I'm thinking is might happen here, or most likely gonna happen here, unless, you know, I'd rather not rush it, to be honest. But having a good time.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you do with this. I know what you're able to do with the pieces, especially when you have plenty of time for it. So, Adam is doing his best Billy impression, so we'll get back to him. We got Joseph. Joseph, tell us about your piece, where you're at here, where you're going to take this, what your ideas are.
Shout out to all the fellow artists. I'm excited that Adam made it on. It's always a pleasure hanging out with Tim and Dre. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm kind of happy with it. I still got I'm not too sold on the lips portion. I gotta redo her lips, and then once I get that done, kind of fix the chest area, and then I can just start coloring, and hopefully I can get this completely finished by the end.
Nice. Now, as far as the pieces you've done for the events, have there any that you have felt are finalized by the time the event's done, or is it always something that you're touching them up afterwards?
The xenomorph, but the way I am in particular, yeah, that one I felt like was pretty much done, and still had time left over. But I'm always like scratching away at it, trying to add more details or fix this or color this better. Or it's usually I rely a lot on layers when it comes to colors, and then I'll notice after I'm done coloring, like the inks will kind of dry out a little bit and kind of fade, so I'll re-ink everything to make it nice and bold. So there's a lot of steps. Like once I put color on this, it'll basically be finished, but I can sit here for another hour or two just chipping away, putting layers on it.
Okay. Adam, we still don't have your camera back. It's just black for us here. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yes, sir.
Oh, I can see it on my end, but you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just the camera itself is just black out for us. Unless it's just me. I don't know if you guys can see it, but all I see is
it's black for me
too. So, okay. All right, Dre, tell us about your piece here. What your plans are. Are you happy with your progress in the first 15 minutes?
I'm not crazy about it. The stupid cut in my finger is actually making it really hard to hold the pencil properly, so I'm kind of holding it weird. And I'm like, I can't draw my circles.
Oh, somebody send this man a Band-Aid.
I got a Band-Aid.
He's got a Band-Aid. He needs freaking
like the cut's like right here. I need like a little Hello Kitty Band-Aid.
Little violin action here. Here we go.
That's exactly what you need.
Well, I just got to do a couple of hair strands, and then I'm going to start doing some brush work, and then I don't think I need to be as controlled.
So, Dre, without telling us, do you have a vision right now of like how this is going to definitively be poison ivy when you're done?
Yeah, she's going to be green, and she's going to have vines on her face. So
Okay. No,
Oh,
you didn't have to tell. You didn't have to tell
Yeah,
us. I wanted to be
and
surprised. I just wanted to see.
that was one thing that I was like, because I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, I'm liking this. It matches kind of like the cartoon style that he's been doing on his Instagram streams and stuff. And I'm like,
Which has been
but
phenomenal.
how am I gonna know it's poison ivy? That's where I was like,
Right.
how am I, like the viewer, knowing that that's who this character is?
And you didn't have to tell us. You could have, kept it a secret.
Like, I have a plan.
I know that was pretty passive aggressive, though, like the way you said it.
It wasn't.
You don't have to tell us,
because I
right?
made a comment that clearly this guy's made a tactical decision, and I think it's a product of his experience, that he's like, it's going to be, that you had the thought it's going to be easier for me to make a close up, undeniably poison ivy, than for me to finish a zoomed out, with more physical, markers per se.
Yeah.
I was complimenting your strategy.
Hey,
And,
if I can, real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Go to settings at the bottom of the screen. Are you on your phone or are you on a computer?
Phone.
If you can, look for settings and click around in the camera, because your screen's like, it's just blacked out.
Yeah, I don't know if like your camera timed out or what happened with it with your phone. It might be something where he might have to pop onto the stream and then come back into the stream too.
I can do that because on my end
we
I
can
can
hear
hear
him.
myself.
Yeah,
Let me back out and come back in then. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
you're okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, as of right now, I mean, he did a great drawing of fully rendered and everything of poison ivy in the dark, like encloaked in that Batman cape. So extra points for him, like Armando said. He got Batman as Val Kilmer on the sketch, and he's just covering her up completely with the cloak, and that's what we're seeing. Bill's
Beautiful
still definitely
Joker
not
in the
driving.
background.
Yep, Bill's still definitely not driving over here. So
That would be irresponsible.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not holding the phone, so you're completely legal. They don't say you can't use the phone; you just can't hold the phone. So,
Is that a fact? Okay, let me put the phone down.
I'm pretty sure that's the case. All right, I got a spinning wheel for Adam. There we go.
There
Camera's
we go.
back. Camera is back.
All right.
Yeah, it must have just timed out or something. But yeah, you're back now. So. Yep. There's Adam. Everybody say hi to Adam.
Hi to Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Hey.
He's lagging out. Uh-oh.
Down here. Uh-oh, he froze. He froze. I don't know what he did, but he froze. He was back and then he froze.
Oh,
Technical difficulties.
Come on.
Hey, there you go. Yep.
There we go.
Yep. Okay, let me get it
All right,
in
let's
here.
check his card
Yep.
out.
Very nice.
yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't ink till the end. I ink last.
That's fire.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, it's looking great.
I like
So
that.
kind of similar. Would
I
you say
wondered-
it's kind of similar to like what Tim said, that you're relying heavily on your pencils for your work, and then like you're doing your inking at the end? What's the reasoning for doing the inking at the end?
I like to. Well, I just want to get the color down. That's what's most important to me. And then I like to layer the ink at the end to just kind of clean up any of the edges and make it look nice and bold. I'm not super stoked about the anatomy. I was definitely rushing the sketch. Females are not my strength. So it was definitely a little bit more of a challenge. I wanted to go for something spookier than, because the first thing I thought of was, of course, Batman, the animated series, Poison Ivy, is the best.
Classic.
But
Nice.
yeah, so I was going to do a little bit of like the, Last of Us kind of clickers with stuff growing out of her body.
Nice.
Oh, snap. The Last of Us is
Awesome.
back tonight. FYI.
Is it?
It is.
Oh my God. I gotta bank a couple, dude. I can't be on that every week, like
I
cliffhanger.
got so many shows to watch. I got now Last of Us. That again. I got started Penguin. I got to do that. I got
Dude,
Daredevil.
Daredevil
so
finale.
many. Yeah, so many great shows to watch. So,
All right.
right, artist. That's our first half. Go ahead, Bill.
No, I said we've given him enough of a break. Let's crack the whip and get him back to work.
Crack the whip. Crack the whip. Time to get back to work, children. Everybody, set your pencils down. Adam, no cheating. Joe,
Sorry.
there we go, Joe. No, you're good. You're good. we have one guy in that upper corner over here. He likes to yeah. All right, 15 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So I'd like to open the second half by thanking everybody, all the collaborators here, for inviting me. Sorry that I couldn't be more available. You know, I had pressing family matters that nothing urgent. You know, like I had to help my parents install their cable boxes, and that took longer than I planned on. But
were you there within the 4-hour allotted window? That's all that matters.
Yes, I was. I was there for longer than the 4-hour allotted window, and my dad still texted me asking me, how do I search for a movie?
The magnifying glass, Pa.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But bless his heart, he tries, and he knew when I gave him a walkthrough of showed him how to. He's like, I'm not gonna remember this, right? And sure enough, I'm gone an hour, and I got a text. So after this,
Did you get him one of the really large remotes with all the really big buttons on it, or is he just got the
No, it's a regular, it's a specific device. I won't go into the details for legal reasons, but he now has unfettered access to everything the television has to offer.
There we go. That's necessary. Artists, how do we feel about the character here? I know a couple of you, like I know Tim initially, like a year and a half ago. Tim, females weren't your strong suit either.
No.
Joe has mentioned this in the past. Adam, you mentioned it tonight. What is it about the female character for you guys as artists that makes it more, I guess, complicated or less go-to for drawing?
Well, I'll go first, and I'll say that traditionally women used to intimidate me.
I love that real.
Are we talking like are we therapy session here, like middle school, early high school, or?
I love it.
In the early days of puberty, I was quite intimidated by females, but I did manage to get over my fear and embrace the beauty and the everything, all the good stuff that comes with it. But for me, it's just for some reason I never drew a lot of females, so I don't have that muscle memory and kind of comfort level to proportions and elements. But usually when I do female characters, I'll heavily rely on photo reference, right, and try to make it more photorealistic, try and do some more cartoony stuff. But I'm getting there. I think I'm starting to get more comfortable with it.
Nice.
I can't speak for anyone else, but that's just me.
What about the other three? What is it about the female character for you guys?
Well, it's usually those softer lines, that more feminine, shapes. I tend to draw much more of a bold.
No, sorry. I just came home and Last of Us was on.
Bill, I muted you. Bill, I muted you. There we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I don't have the muscle memory, and then
You're back.
Just the whole, super smooth, curvy lines. I have more. I don't know. I don't have the muscle memory to be able to do It's almost like pinstriping, at least to me. But I do enjoy getting the female characters because it's practice.
Yeah, I think for me it's more when it comes to the men, you can kind of exaggerate a lot of the detail.
I mean, that's what we do, right? So
with the women, you have to be a lot more subtle because you don't want it to come off as too masculine, which can be tricky. And all the lines count, or lack thereof.
Well, I think we see that a little bit even in like some of the movies and stuff. Like She-Hulk was a prime example. Like you don't want it to be too masculine of a CGI rendering of the character.
Yes.
Then how feminine do you make the character too, right?
Yeah, it's tricky. It could be tricky at times, kind of navigating through that, especially when you're, listen, it's easy for me to relate to myself and draw things that are similar to me. Then
right. Just under 10 minutes left in the second half.
Oh my goodness, you guys!
We totally lose Billy. Is he out in land of bugs or whatever he's watching there?
What was that?
Billy's
Did
gone.
we totally lose Billy? Is he still?
I think his internet's switching back and forth, and it's making his camera go in and out.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
You're good.
watching and hearing you guys the whole time.
No, you had a little incident when you first came in the house. What happened?
Oh, I probably switched over to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think so. Very nice. Dre's getting those vines going there. Starting to get the shadows going. Joe dropping in the skin tones. Very nice.
This is really flying.
Yeah, I swear every week it's faster and faster.
It really doesn't, though. It feels.
Yeah, says the guy watching, right?
I want to see that clock.
It's always an hour and 3 minutes. I think where are we at, Dre? We're normally averaging like 58 to 63 minutes. I think is usually about what the shows are going. So pretty.
Yeah,
consistent.
I mean, when Tony was on, he went on for 15 minutes about something, but other than that, we were pretty much within the hour window.
Yeah. All right, just now halfway on the second half. Oh, Timmy's getting color going on here. All right, Tim, let's get you up.
No.
You don't gotta watch. You just do your thing. Everybody else will watch and enjoy. So, Adam, what kind of markers are we using here?
Copics.
Coopix. Shout out to Michael. Mr. Munshaw.
Has he ever done this?
He did, yeah. He did the episode where him and Joe copied each other. That was the ET episode. Yeah, they both. So everybody pulled up reference, and Joe and Mr. Munshaw both used the very first image that Google pulled up. So their drawings were almost identical.
That's pretty cool.
You're really
funny because I almost chose a different image. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna go with this one just to play it safe.
All right, artist.
Let's see.
How are we feeling on the second half here? Is everybody coming along nicely like they felt they would?
I erased almost my entire face.
Oh. You were just telling us though how much your pencils were important to you, and then you went and erased them.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I wasn't happy with them.
It happens, right? I mean, Dre had that happen too, Tim, on the ET one. Man, the ET episode's coming up a lot tonight. As an example of stuff. But Dre had that happen with the ET one where he just had to, after the first 15 minutes, he completely scrapped everything he was doing with it because it just wasn't coming together for him.
Yeah, it was a mess. Almost as bad as this one. This is definitely not
19 watching.
midnight.
19 watching. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on this episode, Sketch Card Wars, episode number 7. We got some great art coming together here for Poison Ivy character, which is what the wheel landed on. Co-host tonight, Billy. He's filling in for us. For Mr. Matt Fuller couldn't make it this evening. Just under 5 minutes, folks, on the second half.
We miss you, Matt. We wish you a speedy recovery.
What, you pull a hammy or something?
Is this weekly? Bi-weekly,
I
Joseph.
don't know.
This is
I don't
bi-weekly, typically Sunday nights around 8 p.m. Eastern, bi-weekly. So the next episode should air in about 2 weeks from now.
I'm
But
just
if you like
currying
and
fake
subscribe to the
sympathy for
channel,
Matt.
like and subscribe to the channel, then you'll get notifications in your subscriptions on YouTube.
You.
Where are we at on the timer?
Ariellis, 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
Holy
Good evening,
cow,
good evening,
guys.
good evening.
This is going to be exciting. I'm really, like, gosh.
Who picked this
I really
character?
like what Dre's doing here.
I did, Joe.
USOB.
I don't know,
Tell
man. You're
'em.
doing pretty
Tell
good
'em,
on
Joe.
it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
I'm happy with it, but I feel like I am rushing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're American. Dre's Canadian, so
I was about to say there's a Ukraine joke somewhere in there.
3:30 left. So Joseph in chat, the concept of this is that 4 artists join the stream. They get 30 minutes total time, 2 15-minute halves. They each get to submit 4 characters. We'll spin a wheel. They get to pick. They get whatever character lands on the wheel, and all 4 artists have to draw that character. We give them a couple minutes to get some source material, and then let them go on the first 15 minutes. Halftime, they get to talk about their piece. Do another 15 minutes, which we're on right now. Then we'll just discuss the pieces afterwards.
Time check.
2 minutes, 48 seconds. Tick, tick, boom.
Now,
like
Tim,
how Adam's just-
do you think you could have pushed through, like, in retrospect, or like, would you just not have been able to continue if you didn't go back and correct what you didn't like?
I think it would have been a disservice to like just spend time on something that you're not feeling, you know.
Right. Okay.
It's like, you know, because I do want to kind of complete these things, and for those that don't know, I'm doing this on MentalCon stock, and so
Okay.
Awesome. all the sketch cards that I've done so far have been on MentalCon, and I think I did sell the Venom one, which did go the payment went directly to Nathan and
This is
and
true,
Jake.
yeah.
But yeah, you know,
for MentalCon, yeah.
It's been tricky with time lately because of my job, and then I've been fortunate enough to do some upper deck stuff as of late. And so, you know, I just want to make sure that I'm making great use of my time and making sure that I'm, you know, contributing to the con whenever I can too.
Joe, you got people in the chat chanting for you. Let's go, Uncle Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even see. I still got my reference screen pulled up.
I don't want to. Is it Sela?
Sela.
Sela. There we go. I got it right.
Sela.
Joseph, if you want to purchase any of the sketch cards that are on the stream, I think majority of the artists do have them available. You can reach out to them on their Instagram. Just send them a message. We have their Instagram channel scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. So if there's one particular artist that you're interested in, just see their Instagram channels on the bottom of the screen, send them a message, just try to work that out with them and coordinate it.
What's the time check, sorry?
40 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Killing me, Smalls.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with Strick, but I tell you that, I mean, like, he'd have to have something But when I say I don't know what's going on, I just mean because of the camera angle we can't see. I'm not throwing shit. No, it's fine. No,
you're
show
good.
us. You only got 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Use your
10
time
seconds.
properly. I was just speaking to the mystery of like where everybody's at right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pencils down. 30 minutes. All right, we got Adam got his up here. Very nice, Adam.
Yeah.
I like what you did with the eyes there.
Oh man, I really like that.
That's beautiful.
I had to skip steps just to get the part that's going to have most impact.
No,
you did.
I hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't even have half the color down that I would normally have. But
on this piece, obviously you're stating here that you don't feel like it's finished card. With the way that you typically do your cards, how much time do you feel like you have left in this sketch before you would feel that it's finalized?
Another 30 minutes. Yeah, I get this done in an hour.
Nice.
But yeah, I got to work on that timing. Simplify it. Not have as big as ideas. I think maybe.
Right.
Nice. Very nice. Timmy, you're a little bit farther behind isn't the right word because you had to scrapped part of what you were doing with this because you didn't want to do the card a disservice. And I know you take a lot of pride in your sketches and what you're putting out there. Where do you think you're going to take this piece finishing up? Because I know you're going to spend time finishing it up, quite a bit of time actually. So what's your plan with this one when you're all said and done?
I think it's gonna be a while. I mean, I barely touched watercolors, and then I was doing some color pencils. I still have to do gouache, maybe some light airbrushing. There's still elements that I still have to add to it. I was just trying to get the face done, I guess, for the sake of the competition. But, I mean, I come into all these knowing that I'm not gonna win because I'm just.
Can you make Tim big? Because I do really like where he's going with the eyes.
Tim is as big. I can make him a little bit bigger. That's as big as I can make him.
Yeah, no. I my screen was Adam was there.
Oh no, I got Tim up there.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I think Billy might be
now he's there, but he previously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, I can't wait to see it, come together, and I totally respect what you were saying, Tim. And I was just curious, because some people play, we talk about, are you making a card, or are you playing the game, or are you trying to do both? And you're making a card, and we're just looking we're just getting to peek in on the process.
Yeah, I appreciate
Absolutely.
the question, man.
All right, next up we got Dre is next on the tier of artists here.
Yeah.
Dre, how do you feel about your sketch tonight?
I don't know. I'm not loving it.
What do we got? What do we got?
Try to do it fast. And
we got like 3 hours left.
I would redo the hair completely.
Okay.
Hit it with the airbrush. So yeah, 3 hours. That's all right.
I can't wait for the pictures at 2 a.m.
Jeremiah.
The mouth is on, so I got to repaint this. I'll leave the eyes. I'll leave the nose, and
Bill, this definitely has some anime vibes going on for me.
Yeah, I was trying to go like quick with cartoon, but I don't do flat colors, right?
Yeah,
and I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah. Morales, this we got some great comments here from chat. Face is gorgeous on that one. Mark says he loves the eyes on it. Donnie Boy says Tim's such an amazing artist. Love this piece so far. Please finish it. So Jeremiah, where you been, man? I missed you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. So all right, Joseph, you are up next, sir.
All right.
How are we feeling about the piece? I know you said women aren't your favorite ones to draw. So how we feel about the piece? Where do you think it's going to go? How much time do you feel like you have left on it?
Definitely need to put some more time in it. At least a half hour for sure. Maybe even a solid hour.
Okay.
It's not translating as well on camera, like actually looking at it. But I mean, overall, I'm happy with it.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
And it's nice to finally have the question answered. You know, what if Poison Ivy was a character on the show Daria?
Sick sad world, bro.
So, not too bad. I think everybody did a great job. Tim, I love that you were willing to sacrifice what you were working on, so that way the card could become what you wanted it to be. So that's awesome.
The layup is commendable, but you know, unfortunately, like if everybody did that, it wouldn't be much of a show. So luckily we still had 3 guys, you know, who didn't have to do that. But I do respect and appreciate the artistic process for sure. But like I said, man, that would be one boring show if all 4 guys.
If everybody just scrapped it, you know, there was I think it was the very first the pilot episode. You guys had it was Ash was on there, Dimitri was on there, and you guys were drawing Cyber. And
everybody
Matt and I made the comment that you guys aren't drawing anything that resembles Cyber because nobody was including like any portion of the arm in part of it, and everybody scrapped everything they were working on to then flip and change what they were creating to add more elements of the character into the sketch. So
I gotta tell you, I have Dre winning this. As
so
far
for you,
as
it's Dre.
as far as the episode, you know, and you know, like we're not talking about finished product because nobody has a finished product yet. But like as far as like the episode, I got Dre on top.
How much you paid him, Dre?
I paid Matt, so I don't know what he did.
I don't get paid, so I'm gonna Adam. Can you lift yours up again and show those? Because I'm gonna pick this because I absolutely love the contrast in this. What you did with her face, with the tears running down her face there, and the vines and everything, and how that's bleeding into her outfit.
Such a modern take too.
Absolutely.
I wanted to go a little creepier, a little darker.
I mean,
it looks
I definitely
great,
think
man.
Adams is the favorite to be the best one in the end for sure.
Tim, you know how I said I didn't have a character for DC? This here is something that would make me like, yeah, Poison Ivy. You know what I mean? Seeing a piece like that to go, yep, that's a character right there. You know what I mean?
It's just sick. So, it's a
great.
dope concept.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Brian's like, she looks
pissed. It's got that like fashion design aesthetic. Like when you see the high fashion couture concepts, where it's really just the main features of the face and then the silhouette to really give the feel. And I really dig it. And now they bring you kicking in those blacks.
Yeah, I was gonna add some cool shadow and dark. I'm gonna keep working on this.
You should.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, finish it up. When you're done, just send Dre an image so you can share it out there and tag your account and everything. So
Brian, they're done. We called the time already. That we're actually just supposed to be talking now, but
yeah, Brian. Not everybody can finish their piece in 15 minutes. Jeez, man. Always holding everybody to such a high standard.
Somebody let Brian in so he can show us his 11x17 Poison Ivy that he did.
Yeah, that he drew in the last 15 minutes when he jumped on and realized we were drawing Poison Ivy. Yeah, Jeremiah, which one's your favorite? I know you're going to be reaching out to these artists to try to pick one of these up for sure. Jeremiah is one of those guys that's trying to put the card together from every single episode, kind of building a set from the Sketch Card Wars, which is really cool.
Wow.
So, but yeah, if you guys are interested in any of these, we have their social media stuff for Instagram is scrolling across the bottom. Just instant message them there, and then reach out, try to negotiate something with the artist on these pieces. So I can't wait to see what the finished ones look like. So,
Joe, I love how you built up the color on the hair, and then the black transition in the background is really cool.
Thank you, sir. Like I said, the camera ain't doing it justice. It looks lighter on screen. But like I said,
I love how these guys are still working on them.
Drawing females isn't my strong suit, and I've never drawn her before ever. But that being said, I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
not too shabby.
Cool.
Brian, did you get to see everybody's? If there's anybody you're missing, let me know and I'll pop them up again for you. But yeah, other than that, I think another successful show. 7 days a week, Jeremiah's working. Man, oh man. Bill,
Yeah, it's
thanks,
great.
man.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate you.
Billy.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Adam, thank you for playing.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Adam.
Joe,
Absolutely.
I'm thanking you. You were
Yeah,
late.
thank you, Ray. I've never gotten to see Poison Ivy turned into a Gamora in 4 minutes. So well done.
Shots fired.
Shots fired, he says. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Remember,
Thanks, everybody.
like, subscribe. 2 weeks, Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See ya.
All right.
Peace.